Senate of the 83rd session of the Nevada Legislature will come to order. It is my honor and privilege to serve as Nevada's Lieutenant Governor. I'm also especially proud to serve as the President of the Nevada State Senate. It is my great pleasure to welcome returning and new senators and their families and friends to the 83rd session of the Nevada Legislature. I would also like to recognize the Secretary of the Senate, our dedicated front desk staff, the Sergeant at Arms and his team, and thank them for all the hard work in preparing for this legislative session. I wish you all a very productive session on behalf of the citizens of the great state of Nevada. Please rise for the invocation by Senator Dina Neal.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to serve. You decided that it was in your will to place a mixture of hearts in this room because, Lord, you look at hearts of men, not party. As we begin these 120 days, give us courage in times of trouble. Give us peace in chaos. Give us wisdom to serve what we know is best and right for your people. Provide faith where people have none. Give us a spirit of righteousness and truth, because you honor truth. Where there is no truth, provide a light to reveal the darkness so we may see. Be a lamp to our feet. As we enter into the battlefield to fight for what is good, what is right, and to lift up the least of your people, help us to overcome if we are operating out of righteousness. You are our rock, a strong tower, and our deliverer in whom we trust. Thank you for your glory and for the blood of the cross, because it was shed for us, and it will never lose its power. Protect us, Heavenly Father, from every enemy of your people and bind them in heaven and on earth. Confuse them the way you confused the armies who fought against Joshua. Teach us, Lord, how to stand with the breastplate of righteousness for 120 days and all the days of our life. I thank you, Lord, with my total heart for allowing an imperfect person to love and worship you and to stand in front of this body. You have been Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nissi, and I will thank you all the days of my life. Keep us safe, Lord. Protect us each and every day, and let the words of our mouth honor truth. Be light of hope to your people daily, and bless the governor so that he may also have courage to be a beacon of truth, hope, and light. Give us a small portion of the wisdom that you gave to Solomon. It is time for truth, courage, and to operate in the light so that we build not what's good for some, but for all of us. Amen.
Thank you, Senator Neal. We will now take a brief recess. Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
Mr. President, the Nevada Legislative Police Color Guard is at the bar of the Senate.
Thank you. Will everyone please rise? Please escort the color guard in.
Color guard. Hold. Center. Face. Present. Arms.
We are delighted to have 4 members of the Legislative Police with us today. Commanding the Color Guard is Officer John Gould. The other members of the Color Guard are Officer Ron Larson, Officer Dean Komugai, and Officer Peter Crail. Thank you for being with us today. Please present our nation's colors. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It is my pleasure to announce that the national anthem will be performed by Miss Christina Bourne. Please remain standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Switch colors. Center, face. Forward, march.
Please give the color guard and Miss Bourne a nice round of applause. Miss Bourne, you can exit the chambers to my left, and you're welcome to stay for the rest of the ceremony. We have a seat for you. Please be seated. At this time, I request Mr. Brendan Busey to serve as the temporary Secretary of the Senate and Mr. Eric Colby to serve as the temporary Sergeant at Arms. Mr. Busey, please call the roll of the holdover senators.
Senator Daley. Here. Senator Donyate. Here. Senator Dondero Loop. Here. Senator Flores. Present. Senator Hansen. Here. Senator Krasner. Here. Senator Orenshaw. Here. Senator Pizzina. Senator Scheibel. Here. Senator Stone. Senator Titus. Here.
Thank you. Let the record reflect there are 10 holdover senators present. At this time, I will appoint Senators Dondero Loop, Pizzina, and Hansen as the temporary committee on credentials, who will examine the certificates of elections of the senators-elect. Senator Dondero Loop, the Assistant Secretary, will hand you a folder with copies of the certificates and a committee report as you and your committee members leave the chamber. I would suggest that you review them in the Senate lounge. When you've finished reviewing and all three of you have signed the committee report, please return it and the certificates to the Assistant Secretary and return to your seats. If there are no objections, the Senate will be in recess. Hey, Brendan. But I know that it's on. The Senate will come to order. The Secretary will read the report of the Temporary Committee on Credentials.
Reports of committees. Committee on Credentials, February 3rd, 2025. Mr. President, your Temporary Committee on Credentials has had the credentials of the senators-elect under consideration and begs leave to report that the following persons have been and are duly elected qualified members of the Senate for the 83rd session of the Legislature of the State of Nevada. Senators Carrie Ann Buck, Nicole Cannizzaro, Shelley Cruz Crawford, John Ellison, Roberta Lang, Dina Neal, Rochelle Wynn, Lori Rogish, John Steinbeck, and Angela Taylor. Signed, Senator Marilyn Dondero Loop, Senator Julie Pizzina, Senator Ira Hansen. End of reports.
Senator Dondero Loop.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to accept the report of the Temporary Committee of Credentials.
Thank you. Have you heard the motion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. I will now appoint Senator Scheibel, Donate, and Krasner as a committee on escort to invite the Honorable Chief Justice Douglas Herndon to administer the oath of office. Senator Scheibel, the Chief Justice is waiting for you and the escort committee in the Senate Leadership Office. The Sergeant at Arms will direct you. We will now be in recess. The Senate will come to order. The escort committee and the Chief Justice are gathered outside the Senate doors in preparation for the oath. I would like to call the senators-elect who are to be sworn in to come forward as your name is called. Please stand in front of the Secretary's podium. The Sergeant at Arms staff will assist you in this process. Senator Buck, Senator Krasner, Senator Cruz Crawford, okay. All right, Senator Buck, Senator Cannizzaro, Senator Cruz Crawford, Senator Ellison, Senator Lang, Senator Neal, Senator Wynn, Senator Rogich, Senator Steinbeck, Senator Taylor. After the oath is given, each of you will sign the oath of office sheet and the 2 certificates of election. Hand the certificates to the Assistant Secretary. She will give them to the Chief Justice for his signature. After all the certificates are signed, a member of the Sergeant at Arms staff will escort the Chief Justice to the side of the chamber where the flags are located. Senator Cannizzaro, Senator Titus, and I will join Chief Justice Herndon there to take photographs with each of you individually. Okay. Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
The Honorable Douglas W. Herndon, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the State of Nevada, is at the bar of the Senate.
Thank you. Will Senator Scheibel please escort the Chief Justice to the Secretary's podium, and then you and your committee may return to your seats. Will all senators and guests please rise and remain standing as the oath of office is administered to the newly elected senators. You're the Chief Justice. You can do whatever you want.
I don't really have a script other than the oath, but I'm going to go off script because I want to tell you a real quick story. Last night I landed at Harry Reid Airport at 8 o'clock coming back from a conference in New Orleans only to get a text message saying Southwest is canceling all the flights. Assembly Leader Yeager told me he was driving, so I had better have a backup plan for my morning flight. I didn't want to take a chance, and I was rather not happy about it, but I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and started driving. Best decision I ever made. A couple hours into it, I get to see a magnificent, famous, orange-purple Nevada sunrise over the mountains in a really kind of desolate, unpopulated area, and I had this immense sense of gratitude. I actually woke my wife up. She wasn't very happy about that. To say, I so love this state and the life that we have here, and I have such gratitude to all of you for the service you're about to perform, not just in the past, but during this session as well, and a deep sense of humility to have the privilege to come here and administer this oath to you all today, so thank you. I'll get back on script now, sir. So if I could have the senators raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution and government of the United States and the Constitution and government of the state of Nevada against all enemies, whether domestic or foreign, and that I will bear true faith, allegiance, and loyalty to the same, any ordinance, resolution, or law of any state notwithstanding, and that I will well and faithfully perform all the duties of the office of State Senator on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Under the pains and penalties of perjury. Congratulations and thank you to each of you.
Congratulations. Please be seated. We will now be in recess for pictures and signing ceremonies.
Excuse me. Senators, if we could prioritize pictures with the Chief Justice, there will be an opportunity for pictures with family later. Thank you.
The Senate will come to order. To all the newly elected senators, I want to extend my warmest congratulations. Please give them a nice round of applause. Senator Orenshaw.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate extend a vote of thanks to the Honorable Douglas W. Herndon, Chief Justice of the Nevada Supreme Court.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Please rise. Senator Scheibel, will you please come forward and escort the Chief Justice to the bar of the Senate chamber? Thank you, Chief Justice Herndon, for honoring us today. Thank you very much. Please give him a nice round of applause.
Mr. President, delegation from the Assembly is at the bar of the Senate.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Assembly Members Anderson, Considine, and Hardy. Welcome to the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Assembly is organized and ready for business.
Thank you for announcing that the Assembly is ready for business. We look forward to working with you and enter the membership of the Assembly during this 83rd legislative session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please be seated. Will the Secretary please call the roll of the entire membership?
Senator Buck. Senator Canizaro. Senator Cruz Crawford. Senator Daly. Senator Iñate. Senator Dondero Loop. Senator Ellison. Senator Flores. Senator Hansen. Senator Krasner. Senator Lang. Senator Neal. Senator Wynn. Senator Orenshaw. Senator Pizzina. Senator Rogish. Senator Scheibel. Senator Steinbeck. Senator Stone. Senator Taylor. Senator Titus.
Let the record reflect there are 20 senators present. Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please mark Senator Stone absent and excused. He was unfortunately stuck in the travel that was very disconcerting for many. We're so glad everyone else was able to make it, but he unfortunately wasn't quite able to make it all the way to us, but we look forward to seeing him tomorrow.
Thank you. Nominations are now in order for President Pro Tem. Senator Lang.
Thank you, Mr. President. I nominate Senator Marilyn Dondero Loop to be the President pro tempore of the Senate.
Senator Titus.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the nominations be closed.
If there are no objections, so ordered. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Senator Dondero Loop is declared President of the Senate, President Pro Tem of the Senate, for the 83rd session of the Nevada Legislature. My sincere congratulations to Senator Dondero Loop. Nominations are now in order for the Secretary of the Senate, Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. It is my pleasure to nominate as our Secretary of the Senate, Mr. Brendan Busey.
Thank you. Senator Titus.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that nominations be closed.
If there are no objections, so ordered. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Mr. Busey is declared Secretary of the Senate. I will now appoint Senators Flores, Wynn, and Ellison to notify the Assembly that the Senate is organized and ready for business. I will also appoint Senators Daly, Taylor, and Buck to notify the Governor that the Senate is organized and ready for business. Will the committees please attend to their duties and immediately return to the Senate chamber when you have accomplished your mission? Thank you. Senator Cannizzaro, would you like to confirm the members of the news media at this time?
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, a complete listing of the news media personnel has been placed in today's agenda at your desks, and I would move that the persons noted in the agenda and supplement on your desk be accepted as accredited press representatives and that they be allowed use of the appropriate media facilities in the legislative building.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are in recess. The Senate will come to order. The committees assigned to notify the Assembly and the Governor have returned to the chamber. Senator Flores.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your appointed committee has notified the Assembly that we are organized and ready for business.
Thank you. Senator Daley.
Thank you, Mr. President. Your appointed committee has informed the governor that the Senate is organized and ready for business.
Thank you for your work. Appreciate it. Okay, we'll now go to order of business 16, remarks on the floor. Senator Cannizzaro.
I'm going to leave it on. Thank you, Mr. President. As you can see, I have a very busy desk, and so we're going to make sure that we can say just a few remarks while we eat a cookie. Hey. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Esteemed colleagues, guests, members of the press, those watching remotely, everyone joining us here today, welcome to the 83rd session of the Nevada Legislature. To our newest members, our colleagues from Senate Districts 1, 11, 15, 18, and 19, welcome to the Nevada Senate. You have some very big shoes to fill, I'll say that, but I have no doubt that you will serve honorably and bring your own strengths to this chamber, and we look forward to the rest of this session serving with all of you. To our staff, both inside of this building, inside of this chamber and beyond, your dedication keeps this institution running and allows us to do the work the people of Nevada sent us here to do. I am truly honored to serve as the majority leader for a fourth session and proud that this body remains a female majority legislature, as it has been since 2019. I am also grateful that both parties in this chamber have again elected strong women to lead them. To my colleague from the North, I very much look forward to working with you, and I know that your love of Nevada, like mine, spreads to every corner of our state. From the most rural counties to our tourism hubs, we all do this work because of our dedication and pride for the Silver State. Many of you may not know, but my esteemed colleague from the North who leads the Minority Caucus also has family ties to me, having been close with my aunt and uncle who lived and worked in Yerington for so long. And so I look forward to serving with you, knowing that not only do our stories in this chamber run together, but so do our families. So congratulations and thank you for being here with me. Since I first arrived in Carson City, and thanks to the leadership of so many women in this chamber, we have made Nevada a fairer place, where more people can participate in our economy, where hard work is rewarded, and where opportunity isn't limited to a privileged few. This chamber has long been a place where voices of many perspectives come together to shape the future of our state. That tradition has served us well for over 160 years, and it continues to serve us well today. As I stand before you, I see senators from all walks of life, people from different backgrounds, faiths, educations, and experiences. But despite our differences, we share a common love for Nevada and a deep commitment to making it a better place for all who call it home. Serving in this body is truly a privilege, one of the greatest of my life, second only to being mom of these three amazing little boys. But, of course, with that privilege of serving here comes responsibility. We owe it to each other, to this institution, to our constituents, and to our Constitution to hold ourselves to the highest of standards, to lead with honesty, to put aside partisan divisions and personal ambitions in order to do what is right for Nevada. That is my pledge to all of you. My door will always be open. I will consider every idea that moves our state forward, no matter where it comes from. And we will focus on delivering real results for working families because Nevadans deserve no less. We must also acknowledge the sacrifices that come with this responsibility. So as a citizen legislature, we leave behind our families, our professions, and our communities for these 120 days in service to our state. To the loved ones who are here today and those waiting for us at home, thank you. Thank you for your support and for sharing your family members with Nevada, allowing all of us to do the good work that we do here in this chamber. We couldn't do it without all of your support along the way. To the people of Nevada, my home state, these are uncertain times. Rising costs, economic pressures, and deep divisions have made it harder for many to feel secure in their future. Some even question whether or not they belong. Let me be very clear. In Nevada, everyone belongs. No matter your race, religion, gender, identity, you are welcome here. Your elected officials see you, and we will continue to represent you and ensure every Nevadan has the opportunity to succeed. To those feeling the pain at the grocery store and the gas pump, struggling to afford rent or find a home, or worried about the cost of healthcare, we hear you. Our mission this session is clear: to ease the burdens Nevadans are facing and bring down the temperature of our discourse. As Majority Leader, I am committed to making Nevada a place where everyone can live, work, and raise a family and call it home. We have a lot of work ahead of us over the next 119 days, but I look forward to doing that work together. So, with that, let's get to it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Senator Titus.
Thank you, Mr. President, and many thanks to the Majority Leader for her remarks. And I'm sure your auntie is looking down from heaven and so very proud of you. I also want to express my gratitude to my family and all the families that are here today. It was quite the adventure getting here. So all of the effort, whether your planes got turned around, whether you bounced up in the air or ended up having to drive and now drive home, it's an effort to be here. And it's so important because we wouldn't be here without your support. So, and especially you're our inspiration. I welcome the 3 new senators from Clark County and the 3 new senators from Reno, Elko, and Las Vegas for joining us from the Assembly. This is a good side, I'll tell you guys. As a citizen legislature, we are not here for personal gain. In fact, it costs us a lot to serve the people of Nevada. We are here not as partisans, but as guardians of Nevada's future and stewards of public good. Our duty is to find solutions that foster prosperity, security, and well-being for every Nevadan. We face great challenges, as been noted, but we must meet them with cooperation and a steadfast commitment to the responsible governance, from economics to healthcare, education to infrastructure. Every decision we make impacts the lives of those who entrust us with their future. As Thomas Jefferson said, the care of human life and happiness and not their destruction is the first and only object of good government. Let us be worthy of the people's trust, and let's make thoughtful, informed decisions for the next 120 days for the future of Nevada. I want to note that the Majority Leader is here with her new young family. I'm here with my daughter, my husband, and my granddaughters because we truly are looking out for many generations of Nevadans and for many generations to come. So I thank you all for being here, all the extra efforts that's made. Looking forward to a very productive session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We will now go to Order of Business 9, motions, resolutions, and notices. Will the Secretary read Senate Resolution Number 1? Adopting the Senate standing rules.
Senate Resolution 1, introduced by Senators Cannizzaro and Titus, adopts the standing rules of the Senate for the 83rd session of the legislature. End of resolution.
Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to adopt Senate Resolution Number 1.
Are there any remarks? Senator Cannizzaro?
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. President, for the indulgence. Senate Resolution Number 1 largely adopts the Senate standing rules in the same form as last session with the following changes. First, Rule 2 is amended to allow the Senate to pick a presiding officer without a quorum present when all designated persons in the chain of succession to preside are unavailable. Second, Rule 3 is amended to reflect the Senate's longstanding practice of not including professional designations for senators on public-facing Senate materials. Third, Rule 32 is amended to reflect the ability for senators to vote using a remote technology system pursuant to Rule 136. Fourth, Rule 53 is amended to allow for committee minutes to become final without the chair's signature after 60 days. And finally, Rule 112 is amended to include a missing reference to resolutions in one place within the rule. Thank you, Mr. President.
Are there any further remarks? Senator Titus?
Thank you, Mr. President. After thoroughly looking through these and having some questions with our majority leader, I do accept these. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any further remarks on the floor? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Secretary will proceed with Senate Resolution number 2.
Senate Resolution 2, introduced by Senators Canizaro and Titus, provides allowances to the members of the Senate for periodicals, stamps, stationery, and communications. End of resolution.
Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to adopt Senate Resolution number 2.
You've heard the motion. Are there any remarks? Senator Canizaro.
Thank you for the indulgence. There's a lot happening here. Mr. President, Senate Resolution number 2 largely provides for periodicals, postage, stationery, and other communications for this session.
Thank you. Are there any further remarks? Senator Titus. Can you turn your microphone off? Okay, thank you. All right, you've heard the motion. Are there any other further remarks from the floor? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Will the Secretary continue with Resolution number 3?
Senate Resolution 3, introduced by Senators Canizaro and Titus, provides for the appointment of the Senate session staff. End of resolution.
Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to adopt Senate Resolution number 3.
You've heard the motion. Are there any remarks? Senator Canizaro.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We are once again fortunate to have excellent staff working with us this session.
Are there any further remarks from the floor? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. We'll now turn to Order of Business 10, Introduction, First Reading, and Reference. Will the Secretary please proceed?
Senate Bill 1, introduced by Senators Canizaro and Titus, makes an appropriation to the legislative fund for the cost of the 83rd legislative session. End of bill.
Senator Canizaro.
I'm going to just have a brief 1-minute recess.
We are in recess.
Emergency measure.
He's ready. I'm ready.
Senate is back in order. We are on SB number 1. Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that all necessary rules be suspended. Reading so far had considered first reading, rules further suspended, and that Senate Bill number 1 be declared an emergency measure under the Constitution and placed on third reading for final passage this legislative day. This bill is the general appropriation for the cost of the 83rd legislative session.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Order of business number 13, general file and third reading.
Senate Bill 1, introduced by Senators Canizaro and Titus, makes an appropriation to the Legislative Fund for the cost of the 83rd Legislative Session. People of the State of Nevada, represented in Senate Assembly, to enact as follows, Section 1 into Section 1.
Are there any amendments?
There are none. Section 2, this act becomes effective upon passage and approval. End of bill.
Are there any amendments to that section or the bill as a whole?
There are none.
Are there any remarks from the floor? All right, I see no remarks on the floor. Secretary will open the roll. Anyone wish to change your vote? Secretary will close the roll. The vote on SB 1 is 20 in favor, 0 no. The bill, having received the constitutional majority, is declared passed. Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that all necessary rules be suspended and that Senate Bill number 1 be immediately transmitted to the Assembly.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. SB 1 is to be immediately transmitted to the Assembly. We will now proceed to order of business number 16, remarks from the floor, introduction of guests. Senators will introduce their guests or make remarks as they come up on my board here. Senator Canizaro. Nope.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I appreciate the indulgence of everyone since we've kind of got a lot going on over here today. Yeah. So I'm very lucky this session to be joined by my wonderful family members who are here with me today. This little one making all this noise is Camden. He is new to our family, just joined in August. So he's my littlest guy. This one here perched on the desk is Case. You say hi, Case. Wave. Yeah. The little one protesting on the floor is Cole, who you may all remember from being with me in the very early days of his existence on the floor of this Senate. And he is 1.5 and I think ready for nap time. I also have, stand up, Mama. This is my mom, Norma Williams. She is my biggest cheerleader, my biggest champion, and always right beside me, cheering me on from day one. And grandma to these beautiful little boys. And this is, stand up, my niece, Seven Perry. She is a senior this year, getting ready to graduate in May from Del Sol Academy, and currently considering many options for college. And she loves the legislature, but not the finance committee. So I drug her to that many times. She didn't care for that, but she's here with me today. And then finally is my one and only, my husband, Nathan Ring, who has been beside me for, 17 or 18 years. And he's the wonderful father to my 3 little boys and my everything. So thank you so much for letting us be here, and I'm glad to welcome and introduce my family to all of you.
Thank you. Senator Dondero Loop.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. With me today, I have my oldest brother. I have 3. This is Mike Dondero. He lives in Reno. I believe Senator Krasner is his senator. And he worked for the U.S. Forest Service for 37 years, and then put in some time with NDF as well here in Carson City. So those of you that know what goes on with forest fires know he's earned his retirement. With him also is my nephew, Jason Dondero, who works for Cummings in Reno. And so I am very happy to have them here today representing the family, because it was a little bit of a foxtrot to get here for me. So thank you very much, and please welcome them.
Senator Titus.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to formally introduce my family that's taken the time to join me today. my husband, retired Sheriff Alan Vale, who is behind me on all of this and goes out and hangs up those signs, and is very happy that I'm in the Senate now, so it's every other session that he has to go hang signs for me, so that's really important. And he pointed out that he loved being sheriff after many years of law enforcement. If it was just about arresting the bad guys, he could have stayed in law enforcement forever, but it became way too political, and little did he know his wife was going to get into politics. So. Then my daughter, who has taken the day off of school, she's a school psychologist and has always been very supportive. And she brings me back to earth when it comes to some of these political discussions and what's reality in the school systems today. And speaking of school systems, I have my granddaughter, please stand up, Sophia Mortensen. So Sophia is a 6th grader at the Smith Valley High School, where I went to school, my daughter went to school, my mother went to school, and my grandmother went to school. So Sophia is continuing that tradition. Riley Mortensen. Riley is a freshman at Douglas High. She wanted to expand her horizon from that little one-room school that she was in Smith Valley, and Douglas has served her needs so far. So we'll see how it goes, and I thank them all for joining me, and please give them a welcome.
Senator Scheibel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am very lucky and very happy today to introduce on the Senate floor my husband, Greg Baylor. We were just married in August, so I think we are still newlyweds, and I'm very lucky to have him by my side. He's just been an incredibly supportive and fantastic person to enjoy Carson City with, so thank you for being here.
Senator Cruz Crawford.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's with my extreme privilege that I can introduce my predecessor here, Senator Spearman. Thank you so much for your guidance and your direction and your mentorship through this process. And it's not done. I'm going to continue to rely on you for a lot of help, so thank you. I am also introducing 3 local Carson City family members. They were the only ones that could get here through the storm. And I'm just so happy that I have a solid foundation here in Carson. I have my Aunt Lisa and my Uncle Ralph, and I have my Uncle Rick, which the kids call my family Tricky Ricky, and his wife Fancy Nancy. Aunt Nancy could not make it. I'd also like to share that my husband tried to come up. He could not come up, but I appreciate my husband and my 2 children helping, supporting me to get here today, and thank you.
Senator Donate.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm very honored to be here today. Just really excited for this upcoming legislative session. I do have 2 guests with me today, some really good friends. If you guys can please stand. I have with me County Commissioner Mariluz Garcia, who represents in Washoe County, and Reno City Councilman Miguel Martinez. Both of them have been champions for the Latino community here in Northern Nevada. I'm just very incredibly honored to be joined by them. It's their first time into the legislative chambers, into the legislature, so please join me in welcoming them.
Senator Rogich.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, everyone. With me today is my daughter, Olivia. Olivia is my inspiration and the reason I am so passionate about children who learn differently. She will be graduating from the University of Utah and is a wonderful role model for all children who have special needs. Also with me today, and many of you know him well, is my husband, Sig Rogish. We've been married 25 years, and he is the former ambassador of Iceland, and I'm so pleased to have him with me, by my side for all these years. Thank you.
Senator Flores.
All right, see if we can make this magic work. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be in this chambers once again with all of you. I look forward to an amazing session alongside of you. We have the newest member of our family, baby Flores, who is joining us today, and my amazing wife. Karen, if I can have you stand. And unfortunately, because of the wind, our parents and a bunch of other folk that were supposed to be here today could not be here today. So just wanted to acknowledge them. And yes, if you could just please join me in giving these two amazing humans who keep me balanced and focused a round of applause, please.
Senator Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I am so excited to be here in the Senate and to have our first day here. And so thank you for this time to introduce those who've come with me today. I'm going to start with my mother. My mother is here. And I have the privilege of caring for her every day. My two sisters are here, one on each side of my mother. They here came from California, Southern California, and from the Bay Area. And my two best friends are here. One got the last seat on the 7:15 flight this morning from Las Vegas. And then my other best friend who lives here. And I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the dozens of family members. Family, would you mind standing in the gallery that flew in, drove in, did whatever was necessary to be here. I'm so honored to have this kind of family support. Oh, my pastor. I forgot my pastor. Come on, pastor. Last but not least, this is my spiritual father. He is my pastor, and he has always been right there by my side. Thank you so much. Let's make him feel welcome, everybody.
Senator Orenshaw.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I am very, very fortunate to have my mom with me here today, former Assemblywoman Jeannie Orenshaw Dakin. My mom represented Assembly District 12 in the Nevada Assembly. Additionally, she's an attorney here in Nevada. She was admitted to practice law here in 1972, and mom was recognized as being one of the first 100 women admitted to practice law here in Nevada. And I'm very honored that she was able to make it up here today, and please make her feel welcome.
Senator Buck.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's such an honor to be here today. I want to introduce you to my father, Randy Ohl, and my bonus mom, Cindy Ohl. You can stand up. My father taught me from a young age to love the Lord and serve others, serve our country and our state, and be in service to our family. My husband Eric's watching online because my son was in a robotics tournament on Saturday and won Best Design. So it was worth him staying behind for them, but I say hi to Branson and Barrett, and my husband, who definitely allows me to come up and travel and stay here in Northern Nevada while he's being a dad at home. And then my other sons are watching also online. My son, who serves in the military as a Green Beret Army Ranger, he's in Washington. Hi, Colin, and his little family's there, and they're watching online. And then Colby from Mississippi. And thank you, Dad and Mom, for being here.
Senator Ellison.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's good to be here in this body with friends that I've known for many, many years. But I'd like to introduce to you my family. With me, I have AJ, my grandson, my daughter, Michelle, and my newly wedded wife, Wendy. We got married on Valentine's Day, of all things. So thank you, Mr. President, and it's good being here, and I look forward to this session. Thank you.
Senator Wynn.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. I love seeing all these babies here because it reminds me that my babies were not quite this small, but they were pretty small. And not only has the legislature aged me, it has also aged them. So if I can introduce my family, I have my husband here, Matt Lay. We'll have to give him a big round of applause to remind him why he was been so supportive in this venture and this journey. I also have my daughter, Hannah, and I have my son, Henry. Both are in My daughter is in 7th grade this year, and my son just started high school at Clark High School, right in the heart of Senate District 3, so I'm excited. And we also have a family friend, Aaron. He also is a Clark High School student, and he is very excited about government, and he wanted to have the opportunity to come here and be a part of history. So if you could join me in thanking them for being here and convincing them that they can continue to support the good work.
Senator Steinbeck.
Thank you, Mr. President. I appreciate it. I'm honored to be here today, and I'm honored to be joined by my family here that's sitting behind me. First is my wife, Lynette, my beautiful wife of 34 years, and all the support that she's given me. Thank you for being here today, babe. My youngest son, Hayden, please stand up. Hayden is 11 years old right now, and I'm glad to be here. My father, John D. Steinbeck. Thanks for being here, Dad. And then I've got the back row, too. So in the back row, my oldest son, Hunter Steinbeck, my granddaughter, Lily. Pick her up, please. Hi, Lily. Thank you. His wife is also pregnant right now, and she had to take a break. So she's out there. My oldest daughter, Taylor. My son-in-law, Manuel. My dear friend, Kelly. And my friend, John. I'm very grateful for them being here. And also my youngest daughter, Jenna, is watching online. It's our honor. Thank you for being here. Look forward to the session.
All right, thank you to all our guests for joining us today. We are now going to take a recess to allow you to exit to my left, and then we'll continue on with the business in the Senate.
Mr. President, I didn't have the opportunity to introduce my guests.
Oh, okay. I didn't see your button there, sorry. We are back in recess, Senator Lang. We're back in order, Senator Lang. All right, hold on, everyone.
Thank you so much. And welcome to all the new senators that are joining this body. I look forward to working with you in this session. I'd like to introduce my grandson, Eric, who is a senior at Reno High School, a runner, so I'm sure you'll read about him in the papers. This is my son-in-law, John. He also lives in Reno, works for the city of Reno. And this is my husband, Ken. He has been, I don't want to get too emotional about this, but he has been a great support to me over the years. I love you so much.
Okay, we are now in recess.
Nice to meet you. Have a great session. That's a class of 24.
Senate will come to order. We are on order of business number 5, message from the governor.
Office of the Governor, February 3rd, 2025, the Honorable Nicole Canizaro, Majority Leader, and Honorable Steve Yeager, Speaker. Dear Majority Leader Canizaro and Speaker Yeager, please find enclosed the text of my State of the State address to the 83rd session of the Nevada Legislature. I was honored to join you both alongside your fellow legislators, Supreme Court justices, constitutional officers, and honored guests for this important evening for all Nevadans. I was proud to outline my plans to move Nevada forward and deliver on our commitment to support, create opportunities for, and relieve the burden on working families across our great state. Nevada is entering a crucial phase, confronting challenges that demand serious, comprehensive, and forward-thinking solutions, from housing affordability and healthcare access to educational outcomes, public safety, and economic policy. To address these critical needs, I am introducing 5 priority pieces of legislation that reflect my administration's vision for Nevada's future. Each of these proposals represents a comprehensive and strategic approach to addressing the challenges we face and are designed to deliver tangible results, improve government efficiency, and provide financial relief to taxpayers. As I said in my State of the State address, I remain committed to working with you, and I know we all feel a profound and abiding sense of duty and honor to the people we serve. I appreciate your thoughtful consideration and deliberation over the coming months. My staff and I stand ready to work with you this session to find solutions and improve the quality of life for all Nevadans. Sincerely, Joe Lombardo, Governor. End of messages.
Order of business 9, motions, resolutions, and notices. Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that in accordance with Article 5, Section 10 of the Nevada Constitution, Governor Lombardo's State of the State address to the Nevada Legislature, as presented to the Special Committee to receive the Governor's State of the State address on January 15th, 2025, be entered in the Senate Journal for this legislative day.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. The Governor's State of the State address will be included in this day's journal. No assembly? Okay. All right, order of business 7, communications.
Nevada Secretary of State. Dear Mr. Busey, this letter is acknowledgement of the transfer of Senate Joint Resolution 7 from the 82nd Legislative Session. This resolution has been transferred from the Secretary of State's office to your office pursuant to NRS 218D800. Should there be any questions, please do not hesitate to contact the Elections Division. Respectfully, Francisco Aguilar, Secretary of State. Also, this letter is an acknowledgement of the transfer of 21 Senate bills, numbers 60, 76, 78, 81, 88, 104, 246, 262, 272, 275, 301, 314, 319, 335, 371, 384, 395, 400, 419, 440, and 443 of the 82nd session. These bills are being transferred from the Secretary of State's office to your office pursuant to Nevada Constitution, Article 4, Section 35. Should there be any questions, please do not hesitate to contact the Elections Division. Respectfully, Francisco Aguilar, Secretary of State. End of messages from Secretary of State. Carson City, Nevada, February 3rd, 2025, to the honorable members of the Nevada State Senate and Assembly. Carson City is excited to welcome Nevadans from all corners of our state for the 83rd session of the Nevada Legislature, and I want to extend our warmest welcome to you and your families. It is our pleasure to have you here, and we sincerely hope you enjoy the time you spend in our community. Of course, I understand the time constraints that come with every session, but I hope that while you are here, you can enjoy all that our city has to offer. Our historic downtown surrounding the legislative building has many unique dining, shopping, and recreation opportunities to experience. Our 6,958 acres of open space available to all who visit Carson City stand ready for you to explore. With the completion of the new Capitol to Tahoe Trail, you can depart the steps of the Nevada State Capitol and quickly reach a hiking trail that will take you on a journey of 1,100 miles to Mexico or 1,600 miles to Canada. During the 83rd Legislative Session, Carson City will be hosting several special events, and it is my pleasure to invite you to join us. On March 8th, our Brewery Arts Center, the oldest commercial building in our state, is hosting Western Feel, which is an artist reception that will feature more than 50 pieces that reflect the unique charm and beauty of our region. On March 28th, Visit Carson City is hosting another captivating reception that explores the rich history of the iconic Gold Hill News, a publication that chronicled the vibrant culture and quirky stories of Nevada's past. From May 2nd through 5th, our Brewery Arts Center will host our annual Cinco de Mayo celebration. This vibrant community event will feature live music, cultural performances, and most notably, a taco and salsa competition. I wish you all a productive and rewarding legislative session. As Mayor of Carson City, my door is always open as we work together to build an even brighter future for Nevada. Again, I welcome you to Carson City, and I want to express my sincere gratitude for your work on behalf of our state. Sincerely, Lori Bagwell, Mayor of Carson City. End of communications.
Order of Business 9, motions, resolutions, and notices. Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that consideration of vetoed Senate bills numbers 60, 76, 78, 81, 88, 104, 246, 262, 272, 275, 301, 314, 319, 335, 371, 384, 395, 400, 419, 440, and 443 of the 82nd session be made a special order of business for Tuesday, February 11th, 2025 at 11:15 a.m.
Thank you. Senator Cannizzaro has moved that consideration of vetoed Senate bills number 60, 76, 78, 81, 88, 104, 246, 262, 272, 275, 301, 314, 319, 335, 371, 384, 395, 400, 419, 440, and 443 of the 82nd session be a special order of business for Tuesday, February 11th, 2025 at 11:15 a.m. Are there any remarks from the floor? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Senate Joint Resolution 7 of the 82nd session, introduced by Senators Cannizzaro, et cetera, proposes to amend the Nevada Constitution to establish certain rights relating to reproductive health. End of resolution.
Senator Orenshaw.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate Joint Resolution 7 of the 82nd session be referred to the Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, so ordered. So we skip all that. Okay, order of business 10, introduction, first reading, and reference. Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the interest of time, the Secretary will read through all the summaries of the pre-filed bills, noting the appropriate committee referrals. When that has been completed, Senator Lang will move that all bills previously read be referred to the committees as indicated, all in one motion, rather than having each senator stand and move their own bills individually. If anyone has an objection to a referral, that can be addressed at the end of the reading. All of the bills have been pre-filed and are available to everyone for review. A list is located in today's agenda. If there are no objections by the members, we can save a great deal of time because of the number of bills to introduce. The bills will be read in consecutive order.
We'll proceed to the pre-filed bills.
Senate Bill 2 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to collective bargaining, refer to same. Senate Bill 3 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to public contracts, refer to same. Senate Bill 4 revises provisions relating to consent to adoption, refer to same. Senate Bill 5 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to the Office of Small Business Advocacy within the Office of the Lieutenant Governor, refer to same. Senate Bill 6 by Natural Resources makes an appropriation to the Desert Research Institute of the Nevada System of Higher Education to support the Nevada State Cloud Seeding Program, refer to same. Senate Bill 7 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to pre-sentence investigations and reports, refer to same. Senate Bill 8 by Health and Human Services revises provisions relating to services provided by the Aging and Disability Services Division of the Department of Health and Human Services, refer to same. Senate Bill 9 by Commerce and Labor revises provisions relating to Medicaid, refer to same. Senate Bill 10 by Natural Resources revises provisions relating to certain reports, refer to same. Senate Bill 11 by Commerce and Labor revises provisions relating to the payment of extended unemployment benefits, refer to same. Senate Bill 12 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to the Office of the Chief Information Officer within the Office of the Governor, refer to same. Senate Bill 13 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to exoneration of bail, refer to same. Senate Bill 14 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to criminal procedure, refer to same. Senate Bill 15 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to governmental administration, refer to same. Senate Bill 16 by Commerce and Labor revises provisions relating to contractors, refer to same. Senate Bill 17 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to specialty courts, refer to same. Senate Bill 18 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to state financial administration, refer to same. Senate Bill 19 by Natural Resources authorizes the governor to enter into certain interstate fire compacts, refer to same. Senate Bill 20 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to criminal procedure, refer to same. Senate Bill 21 by Natural Resources revises provisions relating to outdoor recreation, refer to same. Senate Bill 22 by Revenue and Economic Development revises provisions governing the amount of the penalty for late payment of certain taxes and fees administered by the Department of Motor Vehicles, refer to same. same. Senate Bill 23 by Growth and Infrastructure revises provisions relating to the use of cellular telephones and other handheld wireless communications devices by minors while operating a motor vehicle, refer to same. Senate Bill 24 by Health and Human Services provides for the certification and regulation of emergency medical responders, refer to same. Senate Bill 25 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to fire protection, refer to same. Senate Bill 26 by Judiciary revises provisions authorizing certain entities to obtain information relating to the records of criminal history of certain persons responsible for the safety and well-being of children, elderly persons, and persons with disabilities, refer to same. Senate Bill 27 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to museums, refer to same. Senate Bill 28 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to municipalities, refer to same. Senate Bill 29 by Health and Human Services revises provisions relating to Medicaid, refer to same. Senate Bill 30 by Judiciary revises provisions governing requests for public information relating to parole, refer to same. Senate Bill 31 by Natural Resources revises provisions relating to the adjudication of vested water rights, refer to same. Senate Bill 32 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to the Public Employees Benefits Program, refer to same. Senate Bill 33 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to the State Financial Administration, refer to same. Senate Bill 34 by Commerce and Labor revises provisions relating to certain providers of health care, refer to same. Senate Bill 35 by Judiciary revises provisions governing certain offenses relating to prisoners, refer to same. Senate Bill 36 by Natural Resources establishes provisions relating to the conservation of groundwater, refer to same. Senate Bill 37 by Growth and Infrastructure prohibits engaging in road rage, refer to same. Senate Bill 38 by Education revises provisions relating to school emergency operations plans, refer to same. Senate Bill 39 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to emergency management, refer to same. Senate Bill 40 by Health and Human Services creates the Medicaid Healthcare Workforce Account, refer to same. Senate Bill 41 by Revenue and Economic Development revises provisions relating to the taxation of cannabis establishments, refer to same. Senate Bill 42 by Government Affairs revises provisions of the State Budget Act, refer to same. Senate Bill 43 by Health and Human Services revises provisions relating to environmental protection, refer to same. Senate Bill 44 by Commerce and Labor revises provisions relating to financial services, refer to same. Senate Bill 45 by Education revises provisions relating to educational programs, refer to same. Senate Bill 46 by Judiciary revises provisions governing gaming, refer to same. Senate Bill 47 by Commerce and Labor provides for a study of certain issues relating to insurance, refer to same. Senate Bill 48 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to planning and zoning, refer to same. Senate Bill 49 by Commerce and Labor revises provisions relating to consumer protection, refer to same. Senate Bill 50 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to the additional penalty for certain crimes committed against an older person or a vulnerable person, refer to same. Senate Bill 51 by Government Affairs provides for reimbursement of cities and counties for reductions or subsidies of certain fees for affordable housing projects, refer to same. Senate Bill 52 by Education revises provisions relating to education, refer to same. Senate Bill 53 by Growth and Infrastructure establishes certain requirements relating to notices of road hazards and road closures, refer to same. Senate Bill 54 by Health and Human Services requires Medicaid to provide coverage of certain services for persons experiencing homelessness, refer to same. Senate Bill 55 by Revenue and Economic Development establishes provisions relating to agricultural tourism, refer to same. Senate Bill 56 by Growth and Infrastructure revises provisions relating to driving a vehicle or operating a vessel under the influence, refer to same. Senate Bill 57 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to the portable event recording devices, refer to same. Senate Bill 58 by Finance revises provisions governing grants for certain pre-kindergarten programs, refer to same. Senate Bill 59 by Education revises provisions governing the licensing of educational personnel, refer to same. Senate Bill 60 by Judiciary revises crimes committed against older or vulnerable persons, refer to same. Senate Bill 61 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to the powers and duties of certain cities relating to the annexation and detachment of territory, refer to same. Senate Bill 62 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to crimes, refer to same. Senate Bill 63 by Commerce and Labor revises provisions relating to social media platforms, refer to same. Senate Bill 64 by Health and Human Services revises provisions governing the recovery of certain benefits paid under Medicaid, refer to same. Senate Bill 65 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to certain records of investigations of deaths, refer to same. Senate Bill 66 by Judiciary revises provisions governing certain post-conviction petitions for a writ of habeas corpus, refer to same. Senate Bill 67 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to certain actions and proceedings, refer to same. Senate Bill 68 by Commerce and Labor revises provisions relating to behavioral health, refer to same. Senate Bill 69 by Revenue and Economic Development revises provisions relating to economic development, refer to same. Senate Bill 70 by Finance makes an appropriation to the City of Fernley for continued construction and development at the Fernley Community Response and Resource Center, referred to as SAME. Senate Bill 71 by Government Affairs revises provisions relating to purchasing, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 72 by Government Affairs revises the Charter of the City of Henderson, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 73 by Legislative Operations and Elections revises provisions relating to elections, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 74 by Legislative Operations and Elections revises provisions relating to elections, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 75 by Judiciary revises various provisions relating to the duties of the Secretary of State, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 76 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to securities, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 77 by Growth and Infrastructure revises provisions relating to highways, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 78 by Revenue and Economic Development revises provisions relating to boards, commissions, councils, and similar bodies, referred to Government Affairs. Senate Bill 79 by Natural Resources revises provisions relating to wildlife, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 80 by Growth and Infrastructure revises certain provisions governing motor vehicles, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 81 by Education revises various provisions governing education, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 82 by Government Affairs creates the Office of Early Childhood Services within the Office of the Governor, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 83 by Natural Resources requires the issuance of bonds for environmental improvement projects in the Lake Tahoe Basin, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 84 by Health and Human Services revises provisions relating to domestic violence, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 85 by Growth and Infrastructure revises provisions relating to public safety, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 86 by Judiciary provides immunity from liability to certain providers of health care, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 87 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to forensic medical examinations, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 88 by Judiciary revises provisions relating to offenders, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 89 by Senator Pizzina revises provisions relating to firearms, referred to Judiciary. Senate Bill 90 by Senator Dondero Loop makes an appropriation to the Department of Education for the provision of grants to organizations to provide certain supplies and materials to teachers and specialized instructional support personnel, referred to Finance. Senate Bill 91 by Senator Dunyate and Assemblymember Gonzalez establishes provisions relating to the use of diacritical marks in certain governmental records, referred to Growth and Infrastructure. Senate Bill 92 by Senator Buck authorizes a proposed increase or decrease in a rate for certain kinds and lines of insurance to be implemented pending approval or disapproval by the Commissioner of Insurance, referred to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 93 by Senator Daley establishes certain labor standards for the award of grants of federal money by a state agency for certain purposes, referred to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 94 by Senator Titus exempts the state of Nevada from provisions of federal law relating to daylight savings time, referred to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 95 by Senator Krasner revises provisions governing military justice, referred to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 96 by Senator Krasner designates January 27th as International Holocaust Remembrance Day in the state of Nevada, referred to Government Affairs. Senate Bill 97 by Commerce and Labor makes revisions to the Silver State Health Insurance Exchange, referred to SAME. Senate Bill 98 by Senator Buck revises provisions governing language education, referred to Education. Senate Bill 99 by Government Affairs authorizes under certain circumstances certain governing bodies of a city or county to impose linkage fees on certain developers, referred to Government Affairs. Senate Bill 100 by Senator Daley revises provisions relating to elections, referred to Legislative Operations and Elections. Senate Bill 101 by Senator Daley revises provisions relating to wildlife, referred to Natural Resources. Senate Bill 102 by Senator Daley revises provisions relating to elections, referred to Legislative Operations and Elections. Senate Bill 103 by Senator Krasner revises provisions relating to mail ballots, referred to Legislative Operations and Elections. Senate Bill 104 by Senator Pizzina makes an appropriation to the other state education programs account for the creation and maintenance of school gardens, referred to Finance. Senate Bill 105 by Senator Buck revises provisions relating to Medicare supplemental policies, referred to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 106 by Natural Resources revises provisions relating to the operation of vessels, referred to Natural Resources. Senate Bill 107 by Senator Neal revises provisions relating to housing, referred to Government Affairs. Senate Bill 108 by Senator Titus revises provisions governing the account for the channel clearance, maintenance, restoration, surveying, and monumenting program, referred to Natural Resources. Senate Bill 109 by Senator Titus revises provisions governing legislative measures that are authorized to be requested for a regular legislative session, referred to Legislative Operations and Elections. Senate Bill 110 by Senator Krasner revises provisions relating to sex trafficking, referred to Judiciary. Senate Bill 111 by Senator Buck revises provisions relating to crimes against public decency and good morals, referred to Judiciary. Senate Bill 112 by Senator Buck revises provisions relating to athletics, referred to Education. Senate Bill 113 by Senator Steinbeck revises provisions relating to parking privileges for persons with disabilities, referred to Growth and Infrastructure. Senate Bill 114 by Senator Pizzina revises provisions governing certain landlords, referred to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 115 by Senators Cruz, Crawford, et cetera, and Assemblymember Moore makes various changes relating to bilingual education, refer to education. Senate Bill 116 by Senator Daley revises provisions relating to the compensation of elected county officers, refer to government affairs. Senate Bill 117 by Senator Cruz, Crawford, and Assemblymember Moore revises provisions relating to services for veterans, refer to government affairs. Senate Bill 118 by Senator Stone revises requirements relating to coverage under Medicaid for certain services provided by pharmacists, refer to Health and Human Services. Senate Bill 119 by Senator Neal revises provisions relating to the NV Grow program, refer to Revenue and Economic Development. Senate Bill 120 by Senator Scheibel revises provisions relating to the administration of justice, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 121 by Senator Neal revises provisions governing common interest communities, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 122 by Senator Ellison revises provisions relating to elections, refer to Legislative Operations and Elections. Senate Bill 123 by Senator Ellison prohibits local governments from enacting rent control, refer to Government Affairs. Senate Bill 124 by Senator Dignate and Assemblymember Gonzalez revises provisions relating to health care, refer to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 125 by Senator Steinbeck revises provisions relating to services provided to victims of crime, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 126 by Senator Neal revises provisions relating to domestic relations, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 127 by Senator Buck revises provisions relating to certain training for first responders, refer to Health and Human Services. Senate Bill 128 by Senator Neal makes changes related to health care, refer to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 129 by Senator Stone revises provisions governing occupational and professional licensing, refer to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 130 by Senator Dignate increases the value of certain work a licensed contractor may perform for which the contractor does not have the proper license, refer to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 131 by Senator Buck revises provisions governing school curriculum relating to human trafficking, refer to Education. Senate Bill 132 by Senator Wynn makes an appropriation to the Nevada Clean Energy Fund for securing and implementing grants for qualified clean energy projects, refer to Finance. Senate Bill 133 by Senator Dondero Loop makes an appropriation to the Nevada Center for Civics Engagement to support civics education programs, refer to Finance. Senate Bill 134 by Senator Cannizzaro makes an appropriation to the Department of Health and Human Services for a medical debt relief grant program, refer to Finance. Senate Bill 135 by Senator Cannizzaro makes an appropriation to communities and schools of Nevada to provide integrated student support services, refer to Finance. Senate Bill 136 by Senator Scheibel revises provisions relating to governmental administration, refer to Government Affairs. Senate Bill 137 by Senator Neal requires the establishment of a program relating to medical emergencies, refer to Health and Human Services. Senate Bill 138 by Senator Cannizzaro makes revisions governing Medicaid eligibility and enrollment for certain infants, refer to Health and Human Services. Senate Bill 139 by Senator Wynn repeals the crime of terminating a pregnancy through performing certain acts under certain circumstances, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 140 by Senator Orenshaw revises provisions governing certain programs of treatment established by the Juvenile Court, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 141 by Senator Scheibel revises provisions relating to local families for facilities for detention, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 142 by Senator Dignate revises provisions governing property that is exempt from execution, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 143 by Senator Wynn revises provisions relating to natural resources, referred to Legislative Operations and Elections. Senate Bill 144 by Senator Scheibel revises provisions governing financial disclosure statements filed by certain public officers and candidates for public office, refer to Legislative Operations and Elections. Senate Bill 145 by Senator Taylor makes a contingent appropriation for the restoration and refurbishment of the Lear Theater in Reno, Nevada, refer to Finance. Senate Bill 146 by Senator Taylor makes an appropriation to the United Way of Northern Nevada and the Sierra for the United Readers Program, refer to Finance. Senate Bill 147 by Senator Dondero Loop creates the Southern Nevada Regional Planning for Economic Resiliency Pilot Program, refer to Government Affairs. Senate Bill 148 by Senator Stone provides for the issuance of special license plates indicating service on a military unit that was awarded to the Presidential Unit Citation, or that was awarded the Presidential Unit Citation, refer to Growth and Infrastructure. Senate Bill 149 by Senator Stone revises provisions governing the administration of pharmacy benefits under Medicaid, refer to Health and Human Services. Senate Bill 150 by Senator Dondero Loop provides for the increase of certain rates of reimbursement under Medicaid, refer to Health and Human Services. Senate Bill 151 by Senator Taylor, revises provisions relating to manufactured home parks, refer to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 152 by Senator Orenshaw, enacts provisions relating to electric vehicle charging stations in a common interest community, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 153 by Senator Steinbach, revises provisions relating to certain crimes involving controlled substances, refer to Judiciary. Senate Bill 154 by Senators Buck, et cetera, prohibits the Department of Motor Vehicles from charging certain fees for the issuance of a Real ID compliant driver's license, commercial driver's license, or identification card, refer to Growth and Infrastructure. Senate Bill 155 by Senator Flores, revises provisions governing peace officers, refer to Government Affairs. Senate Bill 156 by Senator Flores, revises provisions relating to the prevention of gun violence, refer to Government Affairs. Senate Bill 157 by Senator Flores, revises provisions relating to the testing of cannabis and cannabis products, refer to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 158 revises provisions exempting certain work from the provisions governing the licensure and regulation of contractors, refer to Commerce and Labor. Senate Bill 159 by Senator Flores makes an appropriation to the O Lab of Neurogenics and Precision Medicine at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, or its successor entity for certain activities relating to water systems and wastewater, refer to Finance. End of pre-filed bills.
Thank you, Senator Lang.
You get a 1 minute
Senator,
recess.
Okay, we are in recess. Okay. Senate is back in order. Senator Lang.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate bills number 2 through 159 be referred to the committee set forth on the list previled Senate bills for the 83rd session, effective February 3rd, with the exception of Senate Bill 95.
If there are no objections, so ordered. Senator Lang.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate Bill 95 be referred to the Committee on Health and Human Services. To Government Affairs.
Thank you. Senator Lang has referred Senate Bill 95 to Committee on Government Affairs. Are there any objections? If not, so ordered. We will now proceed to order of business number 6, messages from the Assembly.
Assembly Chamber, Carson City, February 3rd, 2025. To the Honorable Senate, I have the honor to inform your honorable body that the Assembly on this day passed Senate Bill 1, signed Jason Hadaway, Assistant Chief Clerk of the Assembly. Assembly Chamber, Carson City, February 3rd, 2025. To the Honorable Senate, I have the honor to inform your honorable body that the Assembly on this day adopted Assembly Concurrent Resolutions numbers 1 and 2, signed Jason Hadaway, Assistant Chief Clerk of the Assembly. End of messages.
Order of business 9, motions, resolutions, and notices.
Assembly Concurrent Resolution 1, introduced by the Committee on Legislative Operations and Elections, adopts the joint standing rules of the Senate and Assembly for the 83rd session of the Legislature. End of resolution.
Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to adopt Assembly Concurrent Resolution number 1.
You've heard the motion. Are there any remarks? Senator Cannizzaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. Assembly Concurrent Resolution number 1 largely adopts the joint standing rules in the same form as last session with the following changes. First, the joint standing rules are amended throughout to use the term assembly member rather than assemblyman or assemblywoman for the members of the Assembly. Second, Rule 4 is amended to comply with the historical practices of the Senate by eliminating the requirement that the presiding officer of each House announce in open session their intention to sign enrolled bills and joint resolutions before signing such bills and resolutions. Third, a new Rule 25 is added to clarify the press accreditation process for the legislature and ensure the process is consistent with current case law. And finally, Rule 39 is amended to codify the authority of the majority leader and speaker to require legislators to attend training related to the Legislative Code of Ethical Standards.
Are there any further remarks? Senator Titus.
Thank you, Mr. President. Unfortunately, I will be in opposition and cannot support a Senate Concurrent Resolution number 1. The very first statement by our majority leader regarding the changes and the removal of being able to address an assembly member by what their preferred term is, whether they want to be an assemblywoman, assemblyman, or assembly member, should be the right of that individual. And to take that right away is very opposite of what we stand for in this building. So I will not be able to support that. Thank you.
Are there any further remarks? Senator Hansen.
Thank you, Mr. Boss of the Senate. I wasn't going to address this, but what Minority Leader Titus just brought up is enormous. This is a huge change. In our society, we now allow men to call themselves women, but in this very building, we're not going to allow women to call themselves women. I'm exceptionally proud that my wife, who is a woman, was a member of the first majority women legislature. And now she's going to be denied the right to simply call herself a woman? And we have all these gender identity bills coming up, but here we have people that identify themselves as women, who are assembly women, were elected as women, served as the first majority women-dominated legislature in the United States, and now my wife's not going to be allowed to call herself a woman? I'm sorry, this not only should be a no, it should be a hell no. What are we doing here? We have all these bills to allow people to call themselves all sorts of genders, but people that are actually women are not going to be allowed to call themselves women. This is absolutely insane. So I'm going to absolutely vote no on that point. Thank you, Mr. Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you. Senator Scheibel.
Thank you, Mr. President. And I think that we're missing the forest for the trees in this case, and approving Assembly Joint Resolution 1 simply allows us to move forward with business in a way that is normal and customary as well as efficient. Here in the Senate, we all have a title that is gender neutral, which is senator. Utilizing the term assembly member in general and in written communications, in official publications, does nothing to erase the identities of our colleagues across the hall in the assembly, but it does something to equalize all of them when it comes to a written record of what occurred over there. It also helps those of us who maybe don't know everybody on the other side and don't know which members are men, women, or otherwise, and allows us to simply call them assembly member the way that any one of them would call us senator. It certainly does not prohibit anybody from utilizing the honorific of assemblyman or assemblywoman in official communications, in their email signatures, in letters that they might write to constituents, in signing their name onto anything that they're making a public statement about. It simply allows us to have a more useful gender-neutral term to utilize when we're talking about multiple people. I'll also point out that in the past, we've had a problem with the top of every assembly bill stating that it's introduced by assemblymen, when it's actually introduced by assemblymen and assemblywomen. So by changing to say assembly members, we therefore include everybody in those introductions of those bills, and this does nothing to erase anybody's identity, but allows us to utilize an additional, more comprehensive, encompassing term of assembly member for our colleagues across the way who serve honorably and equally in that House.
Senator Titus, do you have any further comments? Okay, any other further comments? Senator Hansen.
Thank you for the second bite at the apple. I just want to remind everybody in this room that senator in Latin means old man, okay? When you call yourself a senator, you're really saying old man Hansen, which of course I assume means old wise man Hansen. So the concept that senator is a gender neutral title is simply an ignorant statement based on the fact that they don't understand the original Latin, but it absolutely is not a gender neutral thing. And I think my wife or any other woman in this building who wants to have themselves addressed as a woman has that absolute right and privilege. It's a shame that we are allowing women that are women in this very room who are actually taking away the right of assembly and Senate people to call themselves by their true gender. It's just crazy. So I'm sorry, Mr. President. Thank you very much for the second bite at the apple. But no, this is the kind of stuff that is causing a backlash across the entire nation about the whole DEI gender issue. And here we are seeing it the very first thing on the very first day of this legislative thing, and it's just an example of so many people see ourselves becoming almost insane in this nation on these kind of issues, to where we literally cannot define or distinguish between a man and a woman anymore, even in the Nevada Legislature. Crazy. Thank you. I urge my colleagues to vote no on Assembly Concurrent Resolution 1. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any further comments? All right, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Nay. Motion carries. The resolution is ordered transmitted to the Assembly. Order of Business 9, motions, resolutions, and notices. At this time, I will announce the names of the appointments to Senate standing committees and the Senate's leadership positions. The first named senator of the committee is the chair. The second named senator is the vice chair. The list of committee assignments and leadership positions are located in today's agenda. President Pro Tem of the Senate, Senator Dondero Loop. Majority Floor Leader, Senator Cannizzaro. Assistant Majority Floor Leader, Senator Lang. Chief Majority Whip, Senator Scheibel. Deputy Majority Whip, Senator Donate, Senator Daley. Minority Floor Leader, Senator Titus. Assistant Minority Floor Leader, Senator Stone. Minority Whip, Senator Krasner. 2025 Senate Standing Committees. Commerce and Labor, Senator Pazina, Daley, Scheibel, Lang, Flores, Ellison, Rogich, Steinbeck. Education Committee, Senator Taylor, Dondero Loop, Donate, Cruz Crawford, Buck, Titus, Rogich. Finance Committee, Senator Dondero Loop, Wynn, Canizaro, Neal, Taylor, Buck, Titus, Stone. Government Affairs Committee, Senator Flores, Orenshaw, Neal, Daly, Krasner, Ellison, Rogich. Growth and Infrastructure Committee, Senator Wynn, Pazina, Donate, Hanson, Buck. Health and Human Services Committee, Senator Donate, Taylor, Lang, Titus, Stone. Judiciary Committee, Senator Scheibel, Flores, Orenshaw, Lang, Wynn, Hanson, Krasner, Ellison. Legislative Operations and Elections, Senator Orenshaw, Daly, Canizaro, Krasner, Steinbeck. Natural Resources Committee, Senator Cruz Crawford, Scheibel, Pazina, Hanson, Ellison. Revenue and Economic Development Committee, Senator Neal, Donate, Cruz Crawford, Stone, and Steinbeck. Are there any other notices? Senator Canizaro?
Thank you, Mr. President. Pursuant to Standing Rule number 91's one-day notice requirement, the Senate will consider 3 motions on our next legislative day. 1, to dispense with the reading of the journal on a daily basis. 2, to dispense with the reading of bill and resolution histories for the remainder of the legislative session. And 3, to read all bills and resolutions by summary for the remainder of the legislative session.
Thank you. Now we've concluded our scheduled business for the day. We'll proceed to order of business 16, remarks from the floor, introduction of guests. Are there any further remarks from the floor? Senator Canizaro.
Thank you, Mr. President. As in past legislative sessions, all memorial resolutions will list all senators' names. If a senator has an objection to having their name on a memorial resolution, please notify the front desk at least 1 day before the resolution is introduced. Also, pursuant to Standing Rule number 10, the Senate will convene promptly at 11 a.m. each legislative day, or as quickly as we can, close to 11 a.m. every legislative day. The bell will ring 10 minutes prior to our daily start.
Are there any further remarks from the floor? Senator Canizaro.
Okay. Well, Mr. President, thank you everybody for a very productive first day. I look forward to the remaining 119 days with all of you, and a huge thank you to our staff who is beside us every step of the way. I would move at this time that the Senate stand in adjournment until Wednesday, February 5th, 2025 at 11 a.m.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned. We did it. Got the first one out of the way.